Website visitors of sportmanagement.cc, this is Remco again. Today I'm having an interview with my friend Devon Harris. Devon is from Jamaica. I met him, I think it's 2 years ago, in 2009, where we invited him to come to Curaçao and to have a presentation on his topic. And his topic is basically inspiration, change, being a motivational speaker. Devon, welcome.
Thank you so much, Remco.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks for having me, and it's great to be seeing you across the ether at this time.
Right. Devon, you're a 3-time champion, Olympic athlete, and for the ones who don't know you personally, I think lots of us know the movie Cool Runnings, which is based on the Jamaican bobsled team. And I know that you participated in the Olympic Games of 88, 92, and 98, if I'm not mistaken, with the Jamaican bobsled team.
Yeah.
I think that's basically the main topic of your life, and also where you started building on your post-Olympic life as an athlete. So talking about being a writer, an inspirational speaker, etc., etc. Please talk about the start, how it all happened, and then where it took you now to new challenges.
Sure. So of course, as you mentioned, I'm Jamaican. I grew up in Jamaica, always had Olympic aspirations as a youngster. I ran track and field and thought that I was not going to follow in the footsteps of the great Jamaican sprinters. I was a middle distance runner and thought that I could qualify for the Olympic Games as an 800 meter runner. I also had a strong desire to join the army, and after high school I did that. Became an officer, and while being an officer, I realized that this is now 1987. The Olympics in Seoul were coming up, and so I thought I could probably get fit enough to qualify for those Olympics. Long story short, 2 Americans who lived in Jamaica came up with the idea to start a bobsled team. And they came to the military looking for athletes because none of the guys in the summer team wanted to do this. And as fate would have it, my colonel realized that I was a relatively fit young officer, told me to go to the team trials, and I did. And that's how I, went out of course, and tried my darnest, got selected to the team, and competed in my very first Olympic Games, having a chance to represent my country. And this was back in 1988 in Calgary. And as you mentioned, I've competed in 2 other Olympic Games, the 1992 Albertville Games and the 1998 Nagano Games. And now I'm retired from the sport, and I get to, have a lot of fun, but more than that, I would say live on purpose, getting a chance to travel around the world, telling my story and hopefully inspiring people. As we speak, I'm speaking to you from a hotel room in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Just got here this afternoon, and I have a talk tomorrow before I head back home to New York.
Okay. So you never won an Olympic medal. Not that is the most important, of course.
I hate that, though.
You hate it? Tell me, why do you hate it?
No, you know what? I'm kind of joking, but the truth is that I don't think anybody who goes to the Olympic Games and just to compete for the fun of it. You're trying your best to win a medal. And of course, I understand why we didn't win a medal. And just one of those things. But I think, honestly, if I was to look at it objectively, what I walked away from the sport of bobsledding with and what I'm now able to offer others is really, really a lot more than a medal, I think, would give me.
Now, like you say, you're a speaker. You speak all over the country. Also, I understand international events. Do you speak mainly for companies?
Primarily, I would say the bulk of the engagements I do are for corporations. But for example, tomorrow I'm actually speaking at a school. And as you know, I came down to Curacao to speak to the NAOC. I speak to organizations, from the U.S. Army to Boy Scouts to, churches, whoever will listen to me. I'm happy to go and speak to them.
If I look at the footer of all your emails, you have this nice slogan, "Keep on pushing."
Yes.
Which is actually also the title of your book, which you published last year in June 2010. Keep on pushing: Hot Lessons from Cool Runnings.
Mm-hmm.
This is your second book, that's right?
Yes, it's my second book. The first one was a children's book, actually, entitled "Yes, I Can."
Okay, and that was also focused on motivating children?
It absolutely was. Everything I do is geared towards inspiring people to be their best and to overcome the challenges in their lives, to live their best life. So the first book, Yes, I Can, I wanted to find a way to tell, an interesting way to tell the Jamaican bobsled story to kids so that they could look at that story and go, wow, if these guys, 4 guys from Jamaica can become bobsledders, then you know what, I can do better in math, or I can go pursue my dream to be a doctor, a dentist, or whatever that dream is. So I found a way, to tell that story. It was written into verse, and so far, so good. Kids have gravitated to the story, to the book, and really like it. And of course, keep on pushing. If you're familiar with bobsledding, it has a bobsled connotation there. There's an analogy to it because that's how we start a bobsled race. We push, but it's a constant process of pushing, not one single event. And if you look at life, I believe it's also a process of pushing, constant pushing. We're always pushing against some kind of obstacle in our life, whether it's big or small, formidable or minuscule. But also the other aspect of what I call the keep on pushing philosophy is the need to take our game to the next level. I don't think it's enough for us to strive to set a goal, hit the goal, and then go, I've arrived. This is it for me. I think, as I often say in my speeches, you're either green and growing or ripe and rotten. And if you think that you're green and growing, then you employ that keep on pushing philosophy. And it's not just about, striving constantly to achieve this goal or another. But finding out, I think we're all multi-dimensional, Remco. And so there are different things that we can do. So you may get to the point where you have been very successful in your career, where you can then use your knowledge and experience to be a mentor to somebody else. Or, go down to a soup kitchen or somewhere to volunteer. I think that's also part of this whole philosophy of, pushing forward.